My response to Buju Banton is, I'm a socioeconomic strategist. So the strategy for our socioeconomics is what comes first. So when I listen to him saying about Africa and Afrobeats and him putting forward his arguments and all of that, there's a section with the music that deals with entertainment and that deals with business, basically Babylon business. And I don't tend to go too much into that with music. I'm more into like how do we make this music business work for us in terms of African reality, African aspirations, in terms of as a remedy to the legacy of colonialism and slavery and apartheid, you know. So listening to this son of Jamaica and his story and everything, you cannot help but love him. He's a brother. And so I listened for what matters. What mattered to me was that he actually came with an open heart to Africa and was ready to share about dancehall, where he's from, and share with Africans. And he mentioned something, so that part I love. And then he mentioned something which made me say, okay, this is serious. He did some shows and he didn't get paid according to the way he thought he should get paid, or the deal didn't happen with the type of respect that needs to have. And that is common in Africa. The business is kind of like regarded or in terms of like, oh, is our Jamaican brother, you know. So the approach to doing business with a Jamaican brother, a Rasta brother, because of the message now. And so the message kind of like misleads people to think that, oh, it's okay to do things that are not the way they're supposed to be done. Anyway, whatever went down, he says, well, okay, fine. I didn't make the money. I'll look at it as a sacrifice and let's move on forward on that. I love that part. I love that part. As far as the Afrobeat is concerned, I don't even get into that argument because I don't even know why he got into that argument. I don't know why he's got so many feelings about it because those are children. They're just out to have a good time and they're dealing with our pressures, and it's good for them that they're making money. It's but we have the message. We have the message and we're working on it. So what matters to me is the reggae, the African reggae response to the reggae message that's coming from Jamaica. What is the African response to what is actually being said in Jamaica? And what do we know about our Jamaican brothers and what they go through before they can even get that message out to the world? So we are of the misconception that because they're famous, they can afford to pay for our discrepancies on the African side. And you cannot offer that kind of deal to any artist, no matter how rich they are. You cannot say that to Madonna. You cannot say that to any. You cannot. In your mind, you just don't think like that. But because it's a brother, you say, "Yeah, brother." So that's very normal amongst us. You understand? Because when I hustle my CDs on the streets, right? Then you go to somebody and somebody really likes it. Black man really likes it, and it says, "Wow, this is cool. How much is it?" And I say, €10, and he'll say, "Oh man, give me a brother price," you know. And then I look at him and says, "No, you give me a brother price. If I say €10 to you, you give me €20 as a brother." And say, "Why?" I say, "Look, I did not bring in the word brother. You brought in the name brother. I'm doing business and you bring in brotherhood. So you need to prove that you are about brotherhood, you know, and say, no, that price is too low, bro. I know you've been struggling. I know you're doing best and I'm proud of you. And here you are hustling your CD on the street. You know what? So I think you deserve to have €20 instead of €10. Then you're talking brotherhood. Don't use brotherhood to get a cheaper price. Use brotherhood to make your brother get a double price. Look out for your brother. You know what I'm saying? So that is a basic thing I'm saying when it comes to reggae music and our approach in Africa. We need to think like that. We sold these people into slavery. You understand? We sold these people into slavery. That's the number one. If we're serious about it, if we listen to the music, anything, that's the number one thing. So being able to pay them in dollars because we can't pay them in local currency, why should we do that? It's a disrespect, you know? It's a thing that we need to think. If we cannot do it directly, we need to find a way of doing it indirectly, but they must have their money in the currency that they can use so they can take that money back home. It's the same struggle in Jamaica, that we have in Africa, you know. So that's really my response. Other than that, I'd say to Buju that he has this organization called Long Walk to Freedom, and I have a long walk from Cape Town to Cairo. So based on that, there are a number of platforms that he must come on board now as soon as possible. And we must get the Reggae Dollar thing going as soon as possible for the Maroons where he's at. And I'd like to come to Jamaica as soon as possible. And I want him to come to Malawi as soon as possible to Kayesa Inn, where we're going to be have for 6 months. We will have an entire conference, a whole, not a conference, but you could call it a conference, a whole program of how we're going to make a comprehensive corporate social responsibility work out for all of us black people around the world who are hustling, and platforms where all the other races, white people especially across Europe, who are into this message and who are looking for way. Europe is going down too, right now. Babylon is falling. So, it's not just they're going to be helping us, they're going to need to help themselves. Understand? The Europeans everywhere, the Americans are going to need to help themselves. So they're going to need to come on board, and everybody will know that only Jah free the people over hills and valleys too. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it goes, and that's the reality. So King, I'm here and you're there. We must come together and make this thing work. One more thing I want to say to Buju. Brethren, I don't know if you remember, but you were playing in Barcelona in 2008 or 2009, and I don't know what happened, but somebody got on your tour bus and they ran off with your computer. I did not come to the show because I didn't have the money, but I was jogging the next day early in the morning. As I was jogging, another brethren came by and saw me and says, Buji is over there by the Apollo, and he's vexed because somebody stole his computer. And so I ran there and I came there and I found you, and everybody like all vexed about this and that. And I promised to kind of look for the computer, and we tried our best. We didn't find it, of course. We went to look in the secondhand shops to see, but we don't even know how to track it. As you said then, you said, well, the police didn't care. I said, why they don't care? And you said that, well, if it was Bon Jovi, they would have put in some effort, but true as me and come from Jamaica and this and that. And we felt it for you, brethren, you know what I'm saying? So just a reminder of that. So, Jah mystics and all of that. But all the best in everything that you do, and just, make and I go forward and, do this thing in Africa. Just know that the structures that correspond to all the message that all of you are doing, yourself, Anthony B, Capleton, Sizzler, the Marleys, all of you, the message is alive. Just know that the message is received and that we are putting it in order in terms of socio-economic strategy. And we need your collaboration, and through you, the collaboration of your fans, and through that, we add value to the Reggae Dollar. And there's so much more I need to tell you about the Reggae Dollar. And it's already been endorsed by people who really matter, Jamaicans. Oh my God. And I got so much to say about Jamaicans. Jamaicans really are my people. You really are my brothers. Jamaicans, it's been fantastic from the beginning. And you know where it began? You won't believe this. The first Jamaican I ever spoke to was Ziggy Marley at Reggae Festival. To the powers of Jah, I made it backstage at the festival. I'll tell that story some other time. And I got to speak to Ziggy Marley. And it's only now I was thinking Jamaicans. I know a lot of Jamaicans. I do a lot of work with Jamaicans. As everybody thinks I'm Jamaican. I was thinking, from when did I start this connection with Jamaicans? And I was taking my mind back, school days, this and this, and I remember, oh my God, it was that time when I made it backstage and I got Ziggy Marley to sign on the back of my jacket, so it's all good. It's all good. Let's just forward, Rastafari. So we're going to read the official letter for the Jamaicans, which is for the Prime Minister from the top, from the Prime Minister right down to Junior Biles, who we know is taking food out of rubbish can and all of that. Is comprehensive corporate social responsibility, and we have a plan. It's all elements of the vision of Bob Marley and the Wailers, and the vision of Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? All those components are put together in one, and we're delivering it Cape to Cairo by foot, from community to community, reggae, and putting value. We're showing you your true value, not the value that they gave you for your show or the value for your CD, but the value of what you are in our hearts, you know. So it's not a profit making value that a promoter would have, or but what you are worth in our hearts, you know. If we can put a value on it, that's what we call the reggae dollar, and we can shift that different sectors in business, you know, different sectors for investment. We can shift it around, and that's what we're going to be working on at Kaesa Inn in Malawi. And you're so welcome to come. It lasts 6 months, so there'll be plenty of time for you to basically decide when you can come and when you cannot come and be part of whatever. We can prepare you. You can come and have a symposium, speech, and all the fans come and all of that. You know, it's all good. And right at the center of our structure, we have a woman-powered structure. We have Yvonne Gale, Askali Selassie. You know, she was working for Tough Gong and doing the promotion for Tough Gong, and also overlooking the publishing for Tough Gong. You know her. I think Ziggy Marley calls her Auntie Yvonne. You know, so those are the people who basically have guided me. Her and Delroy Washington, and others from 12 Tribes in London. You know, I just been working with Jamaicans like heartically from the beginning, and they're my people. You know, really, really, you are my people, and I can't wait to come to Jamaica. I got a song called "Thank You Jamaica." You know, and we got the speech, like I said, not speech, but the letter to all Jamaicans in the world. And right here in Copenhagen, the Jamaicans also have honored me, allowed me to actually sing at the Bob Marley 79th birthday, and they made me close the show even though that was not the plan. So all this acknowledgement from Jamaica, it is worth a lot, and I cannot wait to see you and be with you. I love you, I love you, I love you, and it is a grievous crime that was done against you to sell you into slavery, and I will do everything within my power to correct the legacy of that miscarriage of business, miscarriage of business, miscarriage of justice, miscarriage of everything you want to call it. I don't know, man. It's out of order. So we're here. We're here. We're here for you. We're not going nowhere. We're right here for you. Blessed love.